Uh, so hi everyone. Um, so I'm here to do the Q&A section for the IAG to 2019. So I think we're gonna wait for a while until we are officially start. Okay. Okay. To introduce myself, I am Jason. Jason G. I'm from Hanoi, Vietnam, and I attended the International Relations and Security section last year at the Yale Young Global Scholars Program. And I'm going to graduate from a public high school in Vietnam, and I'm going to study in France for my first 2 year, and my last year I'm going to Columbia University in the U.S. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about me. Um, so I went to YYGS last year, and I'm gonna answer some famous questions that other ambassadors had last year that I think you might be interested in as well. So I will talk a little bit about my YYGS experience. So as an international student, um, I already had like a writing on YYGS blog about my experience, but my experience, I would say it was mostly really good. Everybody was really supportive, and I made many new friends there that I still keep contacts today. And I would say that I'm really proud, and I'm really satisfied by my YYGS experience. Um, the one thing that people ask other YYGS ambassador a lot is that what were the thing that we were most nervous about before attending YYGS. I would say that as an international student, the thing that I was the most nervous about was probably like I was really nervous about like what if I can't blend in with other people? What if I feel lonely in like at the university campus? Um, and I would say that such thing didn't happen to me because I would say that people were really accepting, and they were really understanding of each other, and they are at YYGS to listen. So I would say that like I did not have like the bad experience just because I felt lonely, and I think that's that's the very good thing that I like about YYGS. Um, so to answer Pierre's question, how was my first day? So I went to YYGS one day before the program because I have to fly from Vietnam to US, and for many reasons I had to come one day beforehand. Um, and I would say that the staffs were really welcoming, and I did not have any problems checking in at all. Um, it's like my first day was mostly about um, exploring the Yale University campus and the surrounding of it because it was my first time in the US, and obviously my first time at Yale University. The campus was really great, and I spent time going around the campus, watching, I would say, seeing uh, the museums and seeing places that I can go to have some bites. So yeah, I would say my first day was great. It was I felt kind of lonely because I was like literally the only one in the whole flat that came before the program. So I was like, oh, I felt kind of alone in the whole building. But then I still have people to talk to, and yeah, I think it was generally great. Um, I would say that if you have some problems and you have to come early to the program, uh, you don't really have to feel um, hesitant to do so, because like I did not have any problems with coming like early. So yeah, it was pretty much my first day. About my official first day, it was really crowded, and I kind of feel the same thing as like the first day. Like people were welcoming, they were really understanding of each other, and I enjoyed the experience a lot. So yeah, um, uh, if anyone has any question, please just leave me a comment, and then I will try to answer you within my knowledge. So okay, so when I'm waiting for other people to ask me, I will take one question from the Q&A section last year. I think that people would be curious about. So last year, someone asked, what did what did we pack for YYGS before coming to YYGS? So, okay, again, as an international student, the first thing that I wanted to pack was like food from my home. So literally, um, I tried to bring like original food from Vietnam, from my country, because I thought about like culture exchanging, and I really want other people at YYGS to have a taste of how my home feels like. So I brought food from my home, and yeah. Also, just one thing to note is that because YYGS contains people from many different backgrounds, so when you bring your food, when you bring the original food from your home, you should ask other people if they can have those food, because for example, many of my friends couldn't have the kind of food that I brought because of religious reasons, because they were vegetarian and many reasons like that. So I think you would want to make sure that your friends can um, culture exchanging with you through like exchanging food. Um, Other than food, I think I tried to brought a lot of a lot of like clothes, like sweater, because as I heard from YYGS people from other years, they said that even though like like our section occurs like in the summer, it's pretty cold in the U like in at Yale when you get there, because I'm from a tropical country and it's really hot here. So yeah, I brought like sweater. I brought a lot of like I would say autumn clothes. I don't know about other countries, but because I come from a tropical country, so I just want to make sure that I did not have any um, temperature shock. So yeah, clothes and food, and then yeah, just remember to bring your to sheet, and then stuff like that, because the room is pretty empty, so you would want to have things to cover your bed when you sleep. Okay, so the other thing that okay, so in the comments, someone asked what was something that was challenging to me. I think the most challenging thing to me was that I had to engage in a very different educational environment than I have at home. It was not shocking for me, but then it was really different, because in lectures and in seminars, I actually had to sorry, I actually has had to try to think really critically, and especially during seminars, I had to like try to question other people, try to question my leaders as well, because like it was more discussion based than the traditional education that I got in my country. I don't know if anyone here can relate, but then I think that was like probably the most challenging to me, because that was like an entirely different um, educational experience. Um, but yeah, other than that, I also have like like many other problems, because I have to fly from my country to the US, which is pretty far. So um, so yeah, I had to like do all this stuff by myself. I have to land in the US and then rent a shuttle to come to university. I think YYGS has a really amazing instruction on how you can, like, for example, rent a shuttle to go to Yale University so that you don't get lost. So yeah, it was not like it was not too bad, but because like I was alone in the country, like for the first time in my life, so that was kind of terrifying. But it turned out okay. So yeah, that was pretty much. So yeah, so I'm basically at a summer camp. So I'm really sorry if you guys are disrupted by like loud noises. Okay, so okay, so when I'm waiting for other comments, please just leave your comments. I will try to answer them. But when I'm still waiting for it, I will answer another questions about YYGS that people actually asked us here. So people also asked about housing and rooming. So I think that because you guys are like really close to coming to YYGS right now, I think you guys are all curious about the housing and rooming. One thing I would say is that the housing at Yale University is really great. You have the options. So they will, YYGS will give you like a survey. I hope that you already have the survey, and you will fill in your preference. Like for example, do you prefer a room that is more private, or do you prefer a room that is near a place to socialize? So last year I was because of my request, because of my survey, I was alone. I stay alone in a room at fourth floor. And then yeah, it's just kind of like based on your preference. So um, be honest about your preference, and they will give you what they will try to give you what you want. But then I couldn't complain about the housing last year. They have a bathroom in each floor, so you don't really have to worry about um, like the kind of things, the kind of logistic things about taking a bath or stuff like that. So yeah, it was great to me. Um, okay, so I have another question. What was my favorite part of the program? How did I feel about the lecture? Okay, so I will answer how did I feel about the lecture first. The one thing I felt about the lecture was that it like YYGS managed to invite very impressive professor. Like literally, they are all really famous professors, and they are really great people. And I feel very honored to be able to attend the lecture. But okay, so so one thing that I would say that I don't really like about lecture is that sometimes when people are like really really good at something, but it doesn't mean that uh, they are good at teaching it. So you know what I mean, right? So, sometimes people are just really good at something, but they don't they're not really good about teaching it. So for most of my lecture, I did enjoy the lectures a lot, but there were some lectures where I think that the professor just had some communication problems with the students. So I did not enjoy it as much. So yeah, I think it was generally great. It was just like really academically heavy, to like just sit in a hall with a lot of other students and study those stuff. But I did enjoy it. I would recommend to for you guys to just like try to take as many notes as possible so that you can use it in the future. I'm still using some of my notes now. And my favorite part of the program is pretty much seminars because it's like a more discussion based and it's like a smaller group. So like I have more chance to talk to other people and have like more closures into things that I'm interested in. So okay. Um, Concerning the capstone project, is it possible to choose our own topics? Okay, so yeah, I think someone answered already, but yeah, so this is how capstone project will work. I think YYGS will also give you like a survey of your preference. You have to rank your preference on the general capstone project topics. And then after that, you will be assigned a very general topic along with many other people. And then when you come to YYGS, you will meet that group of people who have been assigned the same general topic. And when you're at YYGS, people will try to, so people will have to split into like smaller groups to do research, to do a presentation on a very specific and small topic of the capstone, of the general topic. So for example, last year I was assigned the topic of, let me remember, it was something natural politics, like it's concerning something about resources and how it affects global politics. But then when I came to YYGS, the capstone that I, along with three other people, did was okay. So it was about how to solve land corruption in South Africa using the blockchain system. So it's a very specific, it's a very small area within a very general topic. So yeah, that's just like how capstone project works. So basically you can choose your topic. It's just like a very small side, a very small perspective within a very large topic that they're gonna assign you. Okay. Um, okay. So what was the best part of the whole experience for me? So I think the best part of the whole experience for me is that I actually like develop like friendship and connections with people around the world. I mean, literally, we still have a group chat on WhatsApp that is still active today, and we still sometimes discuss politics, discuss news, and it's just really cool to have like friends around the world where they can share with you their perspective and basically their country's stance on many like issues. And I think that's a really great thing that I actually got from YYGS. Okay. Okay. So okay. So I will answer some more famous question that people asked us here while I'm waiting for new comments. So, okay, so if you're going to YYGS, it's very much likely that you're gonna take the Yale University interview, because I think YYGS will recommend you to take the Yale University interview, because it's a good chance for you to actually come to the Yale University campus and take the face-to-face interview with them. So I also took one last year, and it was okay. So I did freak out before the interview, but when I actually got the interview, it was not that bad. Like trust me, I don't think I should spoil the content of the interview. It was not bad. It was really relaxing, and my interviewer was really understanding, and they asked me like a lot of questions about myself. So I don't think that you can like just prepare anything for the interview. You just have to like um, show up with confidence and try to tell them as many things about you that you are confident about as possible, because you only have like 30 minutes. So yeah, I don't think you should freak out about the interview. It's really not that terrible. I got through it, and yeah, I know many other people who were doing the interview as well. So you are probably not the only one who will like feel stress and all. You will find peers to stress out with. So don't worry. Okay. Also, is there one thing you didn't bring? Okay. Is there one thing that I didn't bring with me that I wish I did bring? Okay. That's an interesting question. Hmm, let me think about it. Um, there was one thing that I brought, but I wish I didn't bring. Uh, like because I brought like my Yale's like no my Yale my Harvard's sweater, and then when I wore my Harvard sweater around the campus, every Yale students were like looking at me as if I'm an alien. So I would not recommend doing that. I mean, if you do it, it's fine, but I don't recommend you doing it. Um, I got traumatized by the experience. But yeah, I think yeah, no, I don't think that. I think my packing for YYGS was okay, because it was like only 2 weeks, and I didn't like regret not bringing anything. If anything, I would regret not bringing more like merch from my country, because like I really want to like give to my friends something to remind them about my country. So I actually end up just like exchange like money with like money with my other peers, because we were like we want to remember about your country. So then, and the one thing that we brought was just like money from our country. So we end up exchanging money. I wish that I could have like bought something more like something better from my country, postcard or some kind of merch or something. But then I didn't, and now when I think about it, it's I feel kind of bad that I didn't. So that's one thing for you to consider, because this is a very diverse group, and there will be a lot of culture exchanging, opinions exchanging, and I think it's best for you to prepare for such an environment. Okay, so okay, if you have any question, please just post one in the comment. I will try to answer them. In the meantime, I will check if there's any other question from last year that you guys might be interested in. Okay. Okay, I think there's one thing that especially international students would be interested in, is that are we allowed to go off campus? The answer is typically no, because so they will have the boundaries surrounding Yale University where you have to stay within it and you can't just cross the boundaries. Um, because it's just for safety reason, because as I heard from my American friends, New Haven is not particularly a very secure place. So like they just really want to make sure that you're safe. So I would not advise you to try to cross the boundaries. However, if you have like emergencies or if you have like something coming up and you have to go off campus, um, you just have to like register with them. So like it's just really easy to leave it if you have your parents signatures or parents agreement that you might leave, and then you have their supervisor, and then that's great. But then if you just want to go off campus for um, you know um, not really like serious reasons, then I don't advise you to, especially if you don't have like advisor with you. So yeah, uh, okay. So I will answer my one last question before I wrap up this session. So someone asked me how much extra money should we bring? Uh, a lot of food place within the boundaries. Okay, that's correct. There are a lot of food place within the boundaries. Um, so one thing I would advise you to do is that if you're not sure about the amount of how much you should bring, um, you can just have a Visa card. It's really important. There are many places within the boundaries that take Visa card, Visa or credit card or whatsoever. And yeah, I'm not sure about like the cash because I don't really remember it well. But I try to bring like enough cash for me to like explore the food with like around New Havens, like within the boundaries of Yale University. And then I also want to buy merch. I'm not sure about the like how much did I spend on merch, but then it's merch, so you should have some cash for it. I mean, they take credit card. That's why I just recommend you to just have credit card. But then if having like cash is still better because there are shops within the boundaries that does not take credit card. Um, so yeah, if anyone asks about food, okay. Oh wait, I also really regret I didn't taste New Haven pizza. So you should try New Haven pizza. I heard it's really great, and I'm really regretting right now that I didn't have New Haven's pizza. The second thing you should have is ice cream. Near Yale, like near your residential college, they have really good ice cream shops that you might want to check out. Also, they have like many like place for you to just grab like some quick bite. I don't really remember the names, but then it's really near campus, so you don't really have to worry about like what if I don't like like experience or like exploring anything around here. Yeah, and you go. So yeah, I think it should be the end of my Q&A section today. I'm really sorry. I'm not the kind of person that is like really good at public speaking and all. So like, I'm so really sorry if this all sounds awkward. But then, um, I really thank all you guys to bear with me from for like nearly 30 minutes. And I really hope that you will have a really good YYGS experience. I personally had a really good one, so I really hope that you guys will have an amazing one. And if you have like any questions about YYGS, if you have any questions about even just about like life after YYGS or whatsoever, you can just drop me a message, and I will try to reply to you when I'm available. So yeah, that should be it. thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope that my advice helps. Also, I'm a little bit socially aware. I really hope that my advice would help you to prepare for your YYG experience. It's night over here, so I will say good night, but then it's like not like daylight during in the US. I would say have a nice day. Bye.
Good job.